In this video, we will learn how to use the TI graphing calculator to find the 5-number summary for a dataset. We will also learn how to find any outliers that a dataset might contain. The data in the table are the closing prices for homes in Apache Junction, Arizona for 1 month in 2017. They are arranged in descending order. We can see that the data spans from a minimum of $42,500 to a maximum of $450,000. One device that is used to examine the distribution of data in a dataset is called the 5-number summary. The 5-number summary consists of the minimum, the first quartile, the median, the third quartile, and the maximum value for a dataset. We will use the TI graphing calculator to find these measures. In order to use the TI graphing calculator to find the 5-number summary for a dataset, we will have to first enter the data values into a list. We will do that by pressing Stat and then 1 in order to edit a list. We have already entered the data values into the list. Remember that you must press the Enter button between each data entry. Now to find the 5-number summary, we will press Stat, use the right cursor to go over to Calc, and then press 1 for one variable statistics. Make sure to correctly specify which list contains your data values. Use the down cursor to get to Calculate and then press Enter. Use the down cursor again to access the 5-number summary. Notice then that the minimum value is 42,500, the first quartile is 137,000, the median is 155,000, the third quartile is 205,600, and the maximum value is 450,000. It is useful to exhibit the 5-number summary graphically using a box plot. The box plot is scaled and uses vertical markers to show the locations of the values in the 5-number summary. Notice that the horizontal axis is spaced evenly. This is important. Now we can draw conclusions about the distribution of the data. Notice that the location of the third quartile shows that the bottom 75% of the data values span a shorter range than the upper 25%. This would indicate that there is clustering towards the bottom of this data set, while the larger data values are more spread out. We can also use the values in the 5-number summary to help us determine whether or not the data set contains outliers. In order to make this determination, we will begin by finding the inner quartile range, which is abbreviated IQR. It is found by subtracting the first quartile from the third quartile. This calculation gives us 68,600. Next, we will multiply the inner quartile range by 1.5. 1.5 times 68,600 gives us 102,900. We will now calculate a left endpoint and a right endpoint of an interval. The left endpoint will be found by subtracting 1.5 times the inner quartile range from the first quartile. The right endpoint will be found by adding 1.5 times the inner quartile range to the third quartile. So the left endpoint will be 137,000 minus 102,900. And the right endpoint will be 205,600 plus 102,900. This gives us interval endpoints of 34,100 and 308,500. Anything outside of this interval could be considered an outlier. Notice that the minimum value is 42,500, so there are no values less than the left endpoint of the interval. However, there is one value that is greater than the right endpoint of the interval. Sometimes an outlier is the result of an observational or recording error. This procedure makes it possible to sometimes detect these types of errors so that the dataset can be corrected. In this video, we learned how to use the TI graphing calculator to find the 5-number summary for a dataset. We also learned how to find any outliers that a dataset might contain.